These are legitimate questions, but no, in the cult, you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
And leaving the Democratic Party or even questioning the Democratic Party is like leaving a cult.
Let's just be very honest what's happening here. The president has not been cognitively fit to assume the duties of the Oval Office for a number of years now.
Today, I came to party.
Lindy Lee calls leaving the Democrat Party just like leaving a cult. We got to get our friends out of that cult. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. Hope you guys have subscribed so you don't miss a single episode. We'll send you a notification if you do subscribe and ring that bell. Here's Lindy Lee. She's one of the top fundraisers for the Kamala Harris campaign, and she got smashed for criticizing them, for saying they have the stench of loser on them, even though, in fact, they have the stench of loser on them. That is, she stated a fact and got smashed by her own party.
As I already said, this past week has been harrowing for me. This Saturday, I went on Fox and Friends and I said that Democrats have a stench of loser hanging over them.
Yeah.
As soon as I said that, there were boycott campaigns against me, unblock, unfollow campaigns. I lost 40,000 followers.
Really?
In 4 days. People have called me the W word. I don't know.
Say what the word was.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Well, they called me a whore. They called me the C word.
There's the party of women for you. Called her a whore, called her the C word. When they say they're the party of women and feminism, that's always skin deep. That was always just a label. They make fun of her for being Asian, saying she should be deported. They called her, we'll go into more of the names they call her. The point is, she raised tens of millions of dollars for the Kamala Harris campaign. And that's not enough for most of the Democrat Party, because in their world, if you disagree with one tiny item, and this is just a disagreement, a matter of opinion. She actually stated a truth. In fact, if you hold to facts, if you hold on to facts, and they're not Democrat Party facts, they will destroy you. They will bully you while they call the other side a bully. They will act out in racism while they call the other side racist. They will act out in sexism while they call the other side sexists. Do you guys see how this works? They're always projecting onto Republicans, conservatives, MAGA supporters. They're always projecting onto us what they deep down in their hearts actually do, say, and are.
They asked for me to be deported, and you can just search for my name in those terms on X, and you'll see a bunch of them. So, all these so-called Democrats, the party of inclusion, the party of diversity, masks off. And it's even worse because they pretend to occupy the moral high ground. They pretend to be, so loving and caring and embracing of diversity. But all of a sudden, when I dare to utter any criticisms of the goddess, Kamala Harris, I get ostracized. Me, after having raised tens of millions of dollars for the party. My donors are pissed. They raised $2.5 billion across Super PAC in the campaign. It's my responsibility. It's my duty of care to ask what the hell happened with that money? Why did we spend it? Why did we spend millions of dollars on five-star hotels for campaign staffers? Why did we spend $500,000 essentially bribing Al Sharpton moments before he interviewed Kamala?
That's Cenk Uygur up in the upper right-hand corner nodding with her from the Young Turks. What's weird is she's actually, if they listened to her, she would help the Democrat Party. I'm kind of glad they're not listening to her. All of these kind of post-mortem facts and statements that she's saying would help them if they listened to her. This is what's so weird. They're the ones that claim that it's the right that doesn't listen to women, that we don't give women prominent positions in our party. Here's an Asian woman saying smart things, and they're ignoring her, calling her names, and demonizing her. Have I made my point yet at just how evil and anti-human and anti-woman they are? That's because they're just about this weird cult-like religious ideology. Bill O'Reilly used to call it secular progressivism, that it's like this thing that you believe in, and then you can go after people like her and then still declare yourself a pro-feminist and pro-her race as you say terrible things about her. But it is a cult. It operates like a cult. Well, she tried to save them, and they're not going to listen to wise counsel.
These are legitimate questions, but no, in the cult, you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
And leaving the Democratic Party or even questioning the Democratic Party is like leaving a cult. It's terrifying. Pierce, I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of this tent. I don't want to be a part of this craziness anymore. They're accelerating my rightward shift. I don't want this nonsense. It's just crazy. And honestly, they're shrinking their tent. They're basically telling me to they're pushing me to bring my tens of millions of dollars that I've raised and can continue to raise to a different team that treats me better, that treats me with just common decency.
Come over to the Republican Party if you wanted to be treated with common decency, and bring all your money and all your donations too. See, the Democrat Party has pushed so many of their own out. They pushed the middle out of their own party. This is the same thing they did to Elon Musk when they performed so much censorship and went after him and cut his electric vehicles out of all their pork fundraising. And then they made sure that he lost the Starlink contract. They could have plugged in the whole internet to all over their constituency, but instead they went with spending $42 billion and connecting zero to the internet. They have pushed out RFK Jr. by screwing him over in the primaries. They pushed out a lot of Bernie bros too. Joe Rogan used to be a Bernie bro Democrat until he felt like they burned him out of a candidate by anointing Hillary Clinton. So they're pushing all of these people. Anna Kasparian's another one that said they were like a cult, who was also on the Young Turks. They're pushing normies out. They're pushing the middle out, because they're of their unchecked 4 years, I would say really 15 years of radicalism. And the way that they handled it was they take away your job. They call you names. They do it to any normie, normal liberals. They lost Pierce Morgan, I would say. I don't think Pierce Morgan's on the team anymore. Chris Cuomo, Brian Smith. I think these people are just done with the psycho parade of the left.
That doesn't call me a communist spy. By the way, the communist regime in China killed my great-grandfather. They don't know my family's history. This is the first time I'm really saying it on air. They are calling me a spy for the regime that killed my great-grandfather. Let that soak in just for a second. That's how disgraceful they are. Yeah. And these are the people who call themselves the social justice warriors. They are dabbling. They are going headfirst into racism anytime someone dares to disagree with them. I don't want to be a part of this nonsense anymore.
Quit the party. Get out. I believe that is her exit of the Democrat Party right there live on the Piers Morgan show. And by the way, why she was fundraising for the Democrats when she was against the communists who killed her grandfather, you're a little slow on the uptake, but we'll take you. Better late than never. She's learning how they're totalitarians, and they do not care about your past. When they're done using you, they'll throw you aside like a used tissue. Now, here she is with a story of how she warned the Democrat Party, even about loser Joe Biden. If they listened to Lindy Lee, she could have they probably would have won the presidency. Listen to this story.
Let's just be very honest what's happening here. The president has not been cognitively fit to assume the duties of the Oval Office for a number of years now, and it breaks my heart to say it, because I know President Biden and I love the man, but he is in no shape or form able to carry out the duties that the commander-in-chief requires, and it's just devastating. And we saw that confirmed by the Wall Street Journal expose yesterday, and also many exposés in the New York Times, in the Washington Post, over and over again, how his inner circle is actively covering for him and stepping up to the plate because he simply cannot. And I hosted him on May 1st here in D.C., and I remember one of my family members saying, after interacting with President Biden, they said, "Oh, we're blank, we're effed."
She saw it early on, but they don't listen. All these consultants came and told them about Biden, even while they lied to us. I get it when you lie to an opponent, but they lied not only to their own constituents and Democrat voters, they lied to themselves. I think they actually believed it. That's cult-like behavior. Can't be corrected, got nothing for you. I'm here to celebrate Lindy Lee, though. I feel like she's been liberated from a cult. I'm Doug in Exile.